From Forest Lanes in Lake Forest, we're here for the title matches of today's JBT event. We got both divisions at once, handicap a little bit ahead of scratch, so we'll start with them. This is Brandon Navarette, all the way from Hobbs, New Mexico, looking to win his first career JBT title, going up against four-time champ Kayla Goad. That's a Brooklyn strike, which I didn't get on tape. There's the pins. In the third frame, he went spare open in the first two, and he's getting 37 pins against Kayla. So it means Goad has her work cut out for her here. Kayla dominated the tournament from about the second half on. Going plus 155, good enough to lead today. That familiar form right down the boards. When she's on, she can be deadly with that strike ball. And not right there. She goes right through the beak and leaves the 4-6. In the scratch division, this should be a good one as five-time champ Cortez Schenck goes up against nine-time champ and current white-hot bowler Jakob Butturff. Tez has a pretty good look. Jakob has had an unbeatable look all day long. He's led all 8 games. So, to be the old immovable object versus the irresistible force here, as both bowlers start out with 10 in a pit. Jakob won 5 days ago, Monday, in the Phoenix area for his 9th career title already. He's looking to become one of the youngest to win 10 or more. Tez could easily become the youngest to win 10 or more. He's just 13, amazingly. Competes week in and week out in the scratch division. Ball doesn't quite get there from the second frame for Jakob leaving the bucket. We saw a lot of balls not quite get there today as we bowled on a very slick Route 66 pattern. Just slick all the way. Right of 10, the ball won't come back for anybody. You can see not a whole lot of help there in the middle either as Goad slides by that 4-7 for 3 out of 4 open frames to start this match. And you see Butturff's bucket didn't get there either. Isn't that the head of the UN Security Council? Jakob Butturff bucket. That was a Butturff Scally joke, folks. You don't get that anywhere else, I'm telling you. Look that up, Megan. Butturff Scally. Just raw natural talent for Cortez. It's you can teach that and you can fine tune it, but just to be that smooth at that age is just a genetic gift right there. So he opens up with the double. Navarette's going to shoot his 4-pin first. So he cocks that elbow to get the ball to attempt to turn, and it does. At that speed, you'll get some hook on these lanes. Here's Tez for 3 in a row. Needs it to wheel. Yeah, and even for the righties, after all this lane play, 5 games qualifying, 3 games match play, 4th game with a step ladder, a ball leaked out to the right, just will not recover. So he leaves the tricky 2-4-5. Navarette has a career high finish 2nd on tour. That was in Roswell. Brooklyn shot doesn't quite get the 5 out, but he's in control of this match early on. Tez shoots hard and straight at most despair as he does there, but just flat out whiffs it. Gives the open frame back to Jakob. Last week it was Jakob opening in the middle of the match to appear to give the match to Curtis Lindemann, but Curtis couldn't take advantage. Now Jakob gets a break back here. Let's see if he can take advantage. All right, just barely holds on there. It's tough when these guys that know each other have to play each other in these title matches. Jakob and Curtis didn't care to play each other at all on Monday. But you got to be enemies on the lanes and friends off the lanes. It's just how it is. That all extremely familiar form of Jakob now, that unbelievably flexible left wrist that he's essentially a no-thumber with his thumb in it. And again, the ball doesn't even think about hooking on the left-hand lane for Butturff. Goad a little less affected by lane conditions. Maybe that's why she was the top seed today. She plays that down and in line at all times. It's struggling right now. 42 through 4 frames. Will trail by 13 scratch plus the 37 she's giving if she spares it. Oh wow, the pin never fell. Look at that. Pin standing up in the gutter. Jakob walks off in disgust. No, sir. That's a spare. A pin off the playing field, just like that was, even though it was still standing, is a knocked over pin. Goad does convert the spare there in the 5th. Brandon qualified only 14 pins behind Kayla, so it was close for 1 and 2 here. So appropriate they going at it here for the title match. Kayla's won an invitational. She's been around for a while. Very successful JBT career. And a successful shot there in her 6th for strike of the title match. Tez is having a shot or two at the bar here to relax a little bit, I guess. He has left the building.
Mixing a spare ball.
3/10 for Brandon.
Please. John, do you sit to the front desk?
Thanks as always to the whole crew here, John, and everybody at Forest for hosting us. Beautiful 40-laner here in the OC. Uh-oh, that one didn't have a chance for Navarette. Kayla's got to like to see that, but she's going to have to do some work on her own here to catch up. They're pretty much even on a scratch basis through 6 frames. Here's Tez with working on an open in the 4th. There you go. After a handicap all-conference bowler of the year season 2 years ago, Tez was a member of a scratch all-conference team last season, so held his own as a 12 and 13-year-old. One of our youngest scratch champs ever. We don't really know. We got to look at the birthdays, whether it's Tez, Wesley Lowe, or Stephen Gaucine. Whoa, way wide, but it checks. Wow. I think everybody was surprised that that ball checked up when it did. Tez's unofficial ball rep, Derek, is stunned that that ball checked right there. We thought that was going to wash out at best. And all of a sudden it checked up and almost carried the 10. Big shots coming up here for Goad with that strike working. Tez hardened straight again. This time he has his spare. Huge shot for Kayla in this title match. Kayla's also your top women's seed qualifier. She'll be playing Chelsea Houston for the girls title match after this. Uh-oh. Yeah, left to target the whole way. Could have struck, could have split. She'll have to take that 10 pin. That one's right of target the whole way for Jakob, and that's why he left that 6 pin. You got to protect on this pattern against those wide shots. They just are almost guaranteed non-strikes. As a result, it's really easy to tug the ball, because that's where all the lane play has been today. So generally, if you miss in, you won't get the hold. If you miss right, you definitely won't get the hook. Jakob still hooks the ball at his spares. Has it this time. It only trails by 8 pins through 5 frames. Goad still trails by 37. There's a nice shot. And a nice reaction too. She's staying mentally tough here. She knows she's still right in this. With the lower average bowlers like Brandon, literally anything can happen. And often does around here. Better shot on that lane. You see he left the bucket the last 2 times on that lane. That time he gets up to the pocket, leaves that half 7. Or the lower average bowler can throw it right in the 1-3. Nice shot for Navarette. He is out here, by the way, to see his beloved Broncos play the Monday Night Football game in San Diego on Monday. That's why he was out here, saw that, hey, there's JBT in SoCal, brought his bowling balls, and here he is bowling for a title. And you don't see that very often as Jakob blows that spare. My goodness. Oh, beautiful 8th and 9th frame for Navarette. Want to see who wins, folks? Watch part 2.